Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, basketball fans of all ages, welcome into Staff Gymnasium, where tonight we've got a real barn burner for you. It's the reigning, defending Division II state champion Brighton Bengals against the upcoming undefeated 9-0 Brockton Boxers. As always, I'm your man, Mad Dog Matt Nelson, joined alongside my broadcast partner, Big Game Miles Jackson. Miles.
Wow.
That's a big shot to start the game.
Yeah, 5 seconds into the game, and he hits that outside three-pointer.
Abu Kaba coming up with a steal, ping-ponging around. Azor comes away with it. It's 3-0 Brighton. Azor out to Jalen Lee, who's got a number change tonight, normally number 24, wearing number 32, and Sonny Okunlola down low off the glass and in.
Yeah, nice strong move by Okunlola. Right underneath, used his body and put it right back up and in.
Brighton is wearing their away gray jerseys, orange numbers, white trim. Brockton, of course, in their home whites with red trim around the black numbers. From way downtown, the three is good for number 4, DeVray Burns.
Yeah, so we know Burns right now has got the hot hand outside, so they're going to have to get somebody on him on the outside.
Okunlola pump fake, works his way inside. Now Lee had some time, stops, pops, long two, no good. Okunlola tipping the rebound into the awaiting hands of Marlon Bento. Burns all the way in, no good. Brought down by Abu Kaba. 6-2 Brighton. Lee all the way in is fouled. While scanning the Brighton roster, very interesting. There's only 2 juniors. Everybody else is a senior.
Yeah, very poised veteran team that Brighton has out there this year.
Lee for 3, no good. Brighton with the rebound. That's number 32, Quincy Taylor. Now we're going to see Gerard Clark, 6'5" senior, into the game. He replaces Eric Nesmith. Interesting part of Brockton's roster, their big man in the paint, Eldon Terry, is out tonight. A 1-game absence. Not told the official reason, but he will be back Friday night against the New Bedford Whalers.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a little disappointed that he's not at this game.
Woo!
Wow.
Going down hard was Dries Harris.
Yeah, that was on 14.
Marlon Bento called for the push on Harris. 6:07 to go. Marcus Azor to Lee. Lee to Harris. Harris deep 3 is good.
Yeah, nice job by Harris. Looked at the open shot, set himself up and took it.
Pass and cut. Pass and cut. Good. Pass and cut.
This is the small forward, number 20, Johnny Ortiz. He's only 5'3".
Yeah, he's quick. And Harris is going to have his hands full this evening with him. Harris has height on him. It's just that, like you said, he's quick. Ortiz.
It is Harris called for the push on Ortiz. Another 3 for Burns is good. He's got
3?
All 9 of Brighton's points. Now Lee inside for Okunlola, spinning pump fake. Now he takes it from the charity stripe. His 2 is good.
Yeah, that was a beautiful soft touch on the shot in the paint for 2. Nice job by the big man.
Come up, Gerard. No, other way.
Ortiz, deep 3, off
Wow.
the glass and in.
He threw it up there with all the energy he had, fell to the floor and made the shot.
Brighton with 4 shots from beyond the arc so far, all of them good. Okunlola for 3 off the mark. 12-7, the Bengals on top. And a foul is going to be called, I believe, against Abu Kaba.
Hey, Mildred. Left side, Angelo. Come on, guys. Pay attention. Set the down.
Ortiz into the big man, Gerard Clark. Out to Burns from way downtown. This one comes up short.
Boxers got to go after those rebounds. Everybody kind of stood around and looked at that rebound. I mean, that ball off the rim.
Down low, good passing awareness. And Quincy Taylor comes up with the shot. It is 14-7. Brighton doubling up the Boxers. And a turnover committed by the Boxers. 4:16 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Boxers need to settle down right here.
DeVray Burns with 9 of the 14 Bengals points. This one tipped into the Brockton bench. Nobody knows which direction it's going. It will be a Brockton ball.
Yeah, it was definitely off Brighton.
Lee to Okunlola. Bad angle off the glass and in.
Yeah, nice job. Okunlola posting up nicely for the 2.
14-9, 3:45 to go in the first. Burns now, excellent hesitation. And it's put up by Taylor yet again, his second consecutive layup for the Bengals.
Yeah, nice strong rebound by Taylor.
Cabo driving into the basket is good. 16-11 in what's turning into a slugfest.
Yeah, beautiful move by Kaba. Quick dash to the basket.
Lee all the way in, the one-handed slam for Jalen Lee, and that brings the Boxers within one possession, 16-13 with 3:05 to go.
Yeah, nice job by Lee. He made sure he had a handle on the ball before he went up and slammed it.
Now Ortiz in for Taylor, and his shot is good.
Yeah, right there. Kaba committed to the steal, and then he was beat to the basket.
Kaba held up, now drives his way inside. Counted and one for Abu Kaba.
Yeah, Kaba made up for that defensive lapse at the other end of the court, and they made a nice offensive move to the basket. Chance for a three-point play here.
Navon Reed, Jose Montero Jr., and Tejan Glenn Doherty into the game for the Boxers. We take a look at that phenomenal play by Abu Kaba. So Brockton now sending in their size, their biggest player active tonight, the 6'5". Tejan Glenn Doherty, 6'6", on the senior center for the Boxers. It is 18-15. With the Boxers trying to climb their way back in. Burns losing it, regaining the handles inside for Gerard Clark. 3 on the clock. Clark spins, shoots, no good. Burns grabs the loose ball. And a short jumper off the glass and in for number 23, Messiah Murchison. Ortiz is going to come back into the game. He replaces the sharpshooter, DeVray Burns.
Go Duke. Go Duke. Go Duke. Beat him on the curl.
Murchison working against Montero. Under 2 minutes to go. It's 20-15. Brighton on top. Now Taylor off to number 5, Angelo Lee. Taylor down low, spinning around the world and in.
Yeah, nice job by Brighton picking their shot. They picked the inside shot. Brockton playing some pretty good defense.
Kaba spinning, finding a hole, and it's in.
Ooh, that was a nice spin move by Kaba.
22-17 the score, Brighton on top. But Brockton is going stride for stride with the Bengals at the moment.
The other Boxers finally warming up with their shooting.
Come on, come on, come on. Stop up.
Now a three is good for number 5, Angelo Lee. 40 seconds to go now in the first quarter. Montero's three, no good. Glenn Doherty throws the rebound off of Navon Reed's foot and out of play. Brighton ball.
Yeah, you can see these Brighton players. There's a number of shooters that can shoot from the outside on this team. Very dangerous team. A lot of seniors on this team. Matter of fact, all seniors, 1 junior. So very experienced, well-coached team that these Boxers are going up against this evening with their undefeated record.
Ortiz working his way in. Floater, a couple bounces off the rim, no good. Abu Kaba, excellent behind the back move to control the rebound. Now Montero. Therese Harris, corner three, good.
Ooh. Nice job by the Boxers getting that ball down with pressure from the inbounds pass. Did a nice job getting it over there to the corner to Harris, and he hit the big shot.
Buzzer sounds at the end of the first quarter. It is 25-20. The Brighton Bengals on top of the Brockton Boxers. Miles, this game was one that was circled on everybody's calendar. It's a battle of the coaches, Hugh Coleman and Bob Bowen. And then you've got two of the more talented teams in the state, the Brighton Bengals, the reigning defending Division II champions, and a team that a lot of people think could go all the way this year, the Brockton Boxers.
Yeah, they could if they have the right attitude and going to each game. It's all about attitude, how you play going to each game. You can't take any game lightly. You can't be intimidated by the big games. Like they can't be intimidated with Brighton and all their experience. So they really need just to play their basketball game, come in here, hustle, play hard, and they just might come out of here with a win.
Let's look at the buzzer-beating three-point shot for Therese Harris. One of his favorite spots on the floor, down deep in the corner, bad angle. Harris now in for Montero as the second quarter underway. Harris loses it out of play. Brighton takes over.
Yeah, that's just a lack of concentration right there. I'm sure he knows it.
Now Ortiz driving inside, goes up strong to the basket. No good, but in the right place at the right time was Quincy Taylor. And the 6'5" center made no mistake on the putback attempt.
Yeah, what happened was his man on defense committed to the little guard driving to the basket and left him open. When the rebound came, he was wide open.
Louis Charles in for Therese Harris. Glenn Doherty couldn't handle the inbounds pass from Marcelo Louis Charles. And now Johnny Ortiz has it.
Yep, bring him low, good. Read it, caps.
Ortiz stops, pops, two off the mark. Okunlola uncontested rebound, 27-20. Brighton up by a touchdown on the Boxers. Montero Jr. for two no good. Glenn Doherty, excuse me.
Yeah,
couldn't grab the rebound. His hands look a little off tonight.
Yeah, he's got to grab that ball. I don't know what happened. Look, he slapped it.
Good job, Quincy.
Montero Jr. getting up, but Quincy Taylor grabbing it, and a foul is going to be called.
Yeah, Montero, he's got to go up for that rebound. He's got to grab the ball. You can't go up for the rebound and try to dribble the ball as you're coming down with the rebound. You got to grab it, get position on the floor, and then look for an outlet pass, especially if there's defenders on you.
Correction, not a foul, but a timeout as Quincy Taylor was on the floor, called by head coach Hugh Coleman. Certainly one of the more animated coaches in the state, Miles. He's very loud right next to us.
Yeah, very animated, but he's one of the best coaches as far as being in touch with your players, getting in their heads so they will listen to him. And he's got a beautiful, I don't know if you saw it, Mad Dog, but he's got his beautiful back-to-back championship, state championship ring on his finger, and it almost was like a Super Bowl type ring. Very beautiful.
Very large.
Yeah, very, very large. A lot of bling there.
With the coaching to back it up. Coach Coleman told me he expects to lose his voice tonight.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on.
Ortiz off the mark on another two. Navon Reed with the rebound. Reed, three, good. 27-23, Boxers down by 4. Burns is going to come back into the game for the Bengals as Ortiz can't match the height. Louis Charles off the glass, no good. Montero Jr. grabbing it, throwing it off a couple of legs to Okenlola. Okenlola fouled, but
yeah,
no
he was
call.
fouled, but no call.
And now a 2-on-1 the other way, and a one-handed slam for number 15, Gerard Clark. And that brings the fans to their feet.
Big man gets up. I can get up too. Big man slamming it home.
Glenn Doherty fouled by Gerard Clark, who is 6'5", probably 220.
At least.
He almost brought the roof down here at Staff Gymnasium with that.
That backboard shook a little bit, but
Here's
it held
a look
up.
at the dunk. Jalen Lee and Abu Kaba going back into the game. Kaba will replace Glenn Doherty. Crowd a little restless here after seeing Gerard Clark get up to the rim. Glenn Doherty comes out of the game in favor of Kaba. Burns now a three from the corner, in and out. Taken by number 23, Messiah Murchison. Lee able to balance Kaba. Free throw line, 2 is good.
Yeah, nice job. Transition right there for the Boxers.
29-26, it's a one-possession game. Brighton up by 3, 5:20 left in the first half. Clark down low, again in and out. Clark again, he's fouled by Okenlola, who got hit in the face with an errant arm.
Yeah, Brockton made Brighton work for those shots right there.
Clark good on his first attempt, 5:15 left in the second. And 2-2 is Clark, 31-26, back to a 5-point lead for the Bengals. Kaba, 3, good.
Ooh, nice job by Kaba.
Boxers within 2, the closest they've been all game.
Yep, shook his man loose and took the shot. It looked like a travel almost.
Timeout called by Coach Coleman as being assaulted was Murchison by Abu Kaba and Okunlola.
Yeah, good defense by the Boxers. I almost thought his foot moved a little bit, but there you go, the shot by, who's that, Abu Kaba? As he shook his player, got enough distance from him to take that shot and made it. But I think one of the things boxing have to work on here, if they want to stay with this Brighton team, veteran Brighton team, they have to work on getting better rebounds on. They're not getting good rebounding on the defensive end. Brighton's getting too many second and third attempts on their shots, so Brockton's have to work on their defensive rebounding.
Well, this game has been one of those back and forth, gritty, shot for shot, haymaker for haymaker type games, and I think the one thing, Miles, that it could come down to is rebounding. Murchison one-handing it over to Clark. Clark for 2, no good. Okunlola is pushed out of bounds by Burns, so it'll be a Brockton ball. Brockton now with a chance to tie it with 4.5 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, good hustle by Abu Kaba.
Louis Charles to Jalen Lee. Back to Louis Charles inside for Okunlola. Okunlola loses it to Ortiz. And Ortiz one-handing it up to Clark. And now Burns working his way inside. Back out to Ortiz. Driving baseline. His floater no good, but fouled. He's going to be careful, the 5'3" senior. If he's going to be throwing his body around the way he is, there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of bigger guys out there.
Yeah, he definitely has no fear. Oh, I'll tell you what, with that afro he's got, that gives him about 2 or 3 more inches.
Box out, let's go.
Brighton has drawn closer in the size gap, but Brockton sent Jerice Harris back out onto the floor. The smallest boxer on the floor at 5'10". Marcus Azor to Lee. Lee to Kaba. Kaba out to Harris in an offensive foul. Called on Abu Kaba.
Yeah.
Quincy, stay middle, hands high. Kobe.
Reed's going to come in.
Hey.
For Kaba, who has a couple of personal fouls.
No, wait, patience.
Now Taylor out to Ortiz, pump fake driving inside.
Get in there, come on.
For a little guy, Miles, Ortiz really can get some springs in his legs.
Yeah, he's really fast, and he does have a lot of spring in his legs. Very dangerous player.
Reed, 3, no good. Gets his own rebound. Lee to Azor. Azor had an open shot. Instead loses it in the paint. Brighton picking it up. Azor fighting for it. Brighton able to rip it away and gain clear possession.
Yeah, you don't see Azor losing the ball too many times when he's handling it. Ooh, nice block.
Darty with his second block of the game.
Yeah, if the Boxers can consistently keep those long arms up, they will get more steals.
Burns, 3,
Wow.
good.
And Burns got his pinky, his right pinky wrapped up in tape. and it is not affecting his shot at all. And
It's going to be an offensive charge against Marcus Azor. Ortiz had his feet planted. Gerard Clark into the game, replacing Kobe Downey. And I don't think Ortiz had his feet planted. But enough there for a foul. Taylor getting his own rebound. Reed comes away with it. Navon Reed flying in.
Whoa.
Counted one for Navon Reed.
Wow, what a move by the freshman. Somehow wiggled his way through. Got fouled and made the shot. Are we going to see this on replay?
It's flying in 33 right in the middle of your screen.
Wow, nice shot.
Reed, 3 points the old-fashioned way. Brockton back within 4, 36-32, 2.5 to go in the first half.
Right there. Good, take your time. Good. No, we tipped it. Good.
Got a play off of Brockton.
Back up a little, back up, yeah. Give yourself space. Okay, space. Got it, good. Middle, good.
Clark now inside. Getting it to Angelo Lee, over to Burns, to Ortiz. Back to Burns. Ortiz, 3, quick release is
Wow.
good.
Wow, great ball movement by the Brighton High team. Then great shooting. They've got a high percentage on the three-point shots this evening in this first half. They haven't missed many from the outside.
Reed, 3, this one's off the mark. Glenn Darty, uncontested rebound. A push called on Kobe Downey, the 6'4" senior. Jerice Harris sending it long for Jalen Lee. In for Glenn Darty, out to Reed. Reed gets around his man, out to Lee again. Now Reed, corner pump fake, loses it. Ortiz tipping it right to Marcus Azor. Now Harris in for Glenn Darty, and he is fouled on the way up. He was thinking of an explanation point, Miles.
Yeah, nice job by Darty. He didn't put the ball back on the floor. He went right up with it once he got it and got fouled.
You're watching 21 in the paint for Brockton.
Puts it right up, does not put it on the floor. And
And
smartly puts it right up and got fouled.
called a hit on Downey. Glenn Darty good on his first attempt. Montero in for Reed.
Free throws are very, very important this evening for the Boxers. Anytime they get to the free throw line, they need to make shots.
39-33, a minute and a half to go in the second quarter. No good on his second attempt was Glenn Darty. Rebound uncontested to Angelo Lee. Clark off the glass, no good. Darty with the rebound, up for Darius, freshman of the game, and he loses it off of Brighton. And head coach Coleman's
He did a
got
spin.
some expressions for that one.
Did a pirouette with his hands on behind his head. Couldn't believe the call. It was close.
Glenn Darty inside off the glass and in, finding an inch of space between two Bengals, Miles, and making no mistake on the layup.
Exactly. He found a little hole in there to put that ball through the defense, off the glass and in.
Jump ball forced by Montero, who was fighting for it with Burns, but Brighton will retain possession.
Good. Take your time. Ball fakes.
Burns to Ortiz.
Good. Turn.
In for Clark
Oh,
to Lee. Lee lost it. And Brockton will take over.
Turn and throw the ball out. He's turning.
pleading his case.
Come on, man. Back
the conversation is phenomenal on the Brighton sideline. Glenn Darty working his way in high off glass, no good. Clark with the rebound. Underhanding it over to Ortiz. Ortiz flying in. He puts it into fifth gear.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Little Isaiah Thomas move there.
Marcus Azar, there's a 2-tick difference between shot clock and game clock. 14 on the shot clock and 14.4 on the game clock. Remaining in the second quarter, 41-35 the score. This one sent in long for Jalen Lee. Brockton's going to burn out as much of the clock. Azor fouled as his shot went up. A block is called against Brighton.
Nice job by Azor running that clock down and going into the paint, making body contact while he's shooting and gets to the free throw line.
And that is the third foul on Kobe Downey.
Kobe, who do you think he was named after? Shameful up here in Massachusetts, somebody gonna name their kid Kobe.
The 6'4" center out of South Boston. It's the other interesting thing. Brighton can go into, technically, all of Boston and draw from that huge talent pool.
Yeah.
And as can all of the other schools, but Brighton's been more successful at it, as they've won 3 championships in the last 4 years. Buzzer sounds, and the first half has come to an end. It is 41-36, with Brighton on top of Brockton by 5 miles. This one's going to come down to rebounding, but the teams have traded a few haymakers so far.
Yeah, rebounding is the most important thing. Like you said, Brockton's got to work on the defensive boards a little bit better, and they're going to have to come out on those guards at number 4 for Burns there for Brighton. He's got one of the hot hands, and there's someone else, but they're gonna have to come out and put a hand in their face when they take that 3-point shot.
It's 41-36. The Boxers trailing the Bengals at halftime. We're gonna step aside and take a short break and bring you second half action right after this. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, basketball fans of all ages, welcome back into Arthur E. Staff Gymnasium for second half action between the Brighton Bengals and your Brockton Boxers. Once again, I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. Joined alongside my broadcast partner, Big Game Miles Jackson. Abu Kaba off the bat for 3. Miles, there's got to be something about starting halves of this game and players taking threes.
Yeah, it's just the culture of the way they do things now, these young people. Nice job by Abu Kaba to get that rebound and put it right back up and in.
It is 41 now to 38. Scratch that, 44 to 38. A 6-point edge for the Bengals, who are wearing away gray jerseys and white trim around orange numbers. The Boxers, Harris from the corner. No good. The Boxers in their home whites with red trim around the black numbers. Burns swatted from behind from Jalen Lee, out of play, no foul called.
Yeah, nice defense by the Boxers there. They converged on the ball carrier, swatted it away.
Your leaders for the Brighton Bengals. DeVray Burns, 4 shots from beyond the arc. He is perfect with 12 points. Close to him, Johnny Ortiz with 10 points. And Quincy Taylor, the big man in the paint, also has 12 for Brighton. We're talking with head coach Hugh Coleman of the Bengals at halftime about what's up with Burns and his taped up pinky. Now Dries Harris, no good, but fouled by Burns.
That was a smart, quick pass by Azar to Harris, who was streaking to the basket. Nice job by Harris protecting the basketball, putting it up and getting fouled.
So Burns texted Coach Coleman this morning, and says, "Coach, I'm afraid I can't play. I hurt my pinky. My mom thinks it's fractured. She's not going to let me play. So Coach Coleman says, we got one game, and then we get a whole week off. You're going to ice it until about half an hour before the game, and then we're going to tape it up. You're playing tonight.
Yeah, classic case of coach knows best that Trump the mother knows best. And coach was
been
right.
On fire
yes,
tonight.
Coach was right.
Ortiz floater, no good. Coming down with it was Gerard Clark up and in.
Yeah, Abu Kaba, he's got to grab that rebound. He had it. He just didn't grab it.
Harris to Azor, Kaba to Lee for three, too long. Harris fighting for the rebound with Marlon Bento, who eventually won that board. 46-39, a 7-point edge. Harris comes away with the ball. Jerice Harris out to Lee, had an open shot, instead drives inside. Reverse layup off the glass and in.
Whoa, that was beautiful. Nice body movement by Jalen Lee under the basket.
Here we go on the replay, having the Brighton Bengals looking like they're in the Museum of Fine Arts, admiring the artwork of Jalen Lee.
Yeah, Brighton getting down quickly after that nice basket by the Boxers. Transition game. Found the open man, and he was fouled.
At the line is Quincy Taylor. Now with 13 points on the night.
Come on, Johnny, let's go.
47-41 the score. Brighton on top. Well, the last matchup of these two teams wasn't pretty. Brighton came in here to Staff Gymnasium last year, and sparing you many details, Brighton won by 50, 99-49.
Yeah, nice pop right there by the big man, right there at the free throw line.
Lola with the two just out of play.
Brighton's ball.
Burns in for Okunlola. 4-on-1 with the 5'2 senior, the only Bengal back, and Brockton can't hit the shot. Okunlola comes up with the rebound. Kaba, top of the key, three, no good, spinning. Azor comes up with the rebound. 3 consecutive offensive boards for the Boxers, handing off to Abu Kaba. Kaba with a nice cut to Harris, wide open three, looks good, and it is.
Nice job, and what started that play was the offensive rebound of Okunola, who kept the ball going.
Another turnover, Marcus Azor coming up with the loose ball. Jalen Lee all the way in, not enough mustard on it. Abu Kaba coming up with the rebound, this one picking up in intensity. Now Azor down low for Lee. Lee trying to get it to Okunlola. Harris, three, good!
Defense has brought this Brockton team, took the Brockton team with a 2-point lead. All
Brockton,
defense.
The Boxers have their first lead of the game. Now Abu Kaba in with a full head of steam off the glass, no good.
You can't blow shots like that.
Burns way downtown, this one off the mark. Quincy Taylor with the rebound off the glass and in, and we are all tied up at 49.
Yeah, you see Coach Bowen is steaming over there on the defense, on that particular defensive play.
Azor resetting the Boxers offense with 10 on the shot clock. Brockton getting ready to make wholesale changes. Jerice Harris, deflected pass now. Kaba down low, no good for 3. Ortiz flying in, and it's going to count the bucket. Azor, I think, would have been called for a goaltending.
Okay, we'll see it here on the replay, though.
Harris's 3 to take the Brockton lead, their first lead of the game. I think Brighton's calling for, Brighton might be calling for a tech on Azor, who grabbed the rim.
I think the referee was telling the coach of Brighton that he hung on for safety reasons. I didn't see the safety there. I think Brockton got away with the tech, possibly.
Ortiz at the line. Ortiz is good on the three-point play, 52-49, with 3.5 to go in the third quarter. Kaba for Harris, and the chemistry was a little bit off, out of play. The new boxers into the game: Navon Reed, Tejan Glendardi, Jose Montero. Glendardi has done an excellent job tonight, Miles, of clogging the passing lanes.
Yeah, he's done a good job keeping them big arms up, making a few steals.
Watch this. Look at Gerard.
This is Messiah Murchison off to Ortiz. A 3 from the corner, no good. Gerard Clark getting the rebound off the glass and in, and Brighton's back up by 5.
Yeah, the big man, nice job on the offensive boards.
Reed thought about the 3, reconsiders, drives inside, and it's good for 2.
A little shake and bake, got the crowd oohing and ahhing on that one. Nice play by the freshman. Oh, where's the travel?
A double dribble called against the Bengals. And Messiah Murchison, one of the 2 juniors on this Brighton roster. And DeRay Burns is going to come in for Murchison.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Come on, toughness.
3-point ball game. Brockton with the ball, at least momentarily. Burns all the way in, uncontested layup is good.
Nice job by Burns protecting the basketball and making the shot.
Reed all the way across to eventually Harris to Clark, and in alone was Marlon Bento, and he converts the layup. 58-51, a 7-point lead for the Bengals.
Yeah, Brighton playing some good defense, causing turnovers. Brockton's going to have to do a better job protecting that ball.
Kaba 3, looked at his shot, and Ortiz gets the rebound. Burns 3, good.
Ooh. Unstoppable. When nobody's on him, he can't be stopped. He's going to hit that shot. I don't understand why nobody gets on him.
Coach Bob Bowen calling the rare Brockton timeout.
Yeah, good timeout by Coach Bowen to get his team settled down, because all of a sudden Brighton put on a good display of defense and brought this game back up to 10 points, where just a few minutes ago Brockton was the ones that had the momentum, playing good defense and tied the basketball game.
Brighton with a 10-point lead. Brockton at one point had a 2-point lead before Brighton went on this 13-2 run.
Yep, defensive 13-2 run.
So, Miles, what does Brockton have to do to stop the bleeding and claw their way back into it once again?
Well, first of all, they've got to make sure that passes. They got to make sure. Brighton's a very quick team, so Brockton must realize they can't make lazy passes. Got to be aware where these quick Brighton guards around, especially number 20. He can be a pain in the butt. So they've got to be careful.
Montero all the way into the rim, and it's good.
Ooh, nice job by Montero going coast to coast.
Now Montero coming up with a steal. Too much mustard on it. And off the mark for Navon Reed.
Yeah, great anticipation by Montero Jr. Just like you said, a little excited and a little bit too much mustard on the man that was wide open.
Brockton working the full court press. Kaba with the steal, gets his own rebound off the glass and in on his second attempt.
Yeah, they better make that offensive rebound because that was a gimme that was missed at first, but they made up for it with the aggressive offensive rebounding.
Timeout called by Brighton. Miles, we haven't seen Brockton have to employ a press like this, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, well, they've been doing a little bit of pressing all game, but especially in the second half, they double-teamed the ball carrier in the other half of the court, and it seems to be working. So they might as well just keep it up because that's what got them back into the ball game until they started making some lazy passes. But you can see it's going to be tight all the way to the end.
Well, you can see a little bit of the active coaching of head coach Hugh Coleman in the huddle, and we're going to look at a couple of steals by Brockton.
This where you see the two men on the offensive ball carrier, where he smartly called timeout. Brockton has a good trap game going on right now. It has resulted in some turnovers. They just got to keep up the hard work. And again, they have to cover that outside shooter for Brighton, especially Burns, who is on fire, as you said, Mad Dog.
The discussion is how many timeouts Brighton has left. Brighton has 2 timeouts remaining for the entirety of the second half. There's 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the third quarter. Ortiz getting by Marcelo Louis Charles. Now Burns. Ortiz flying through but losing the ball, and Ortiz is slow to get up. And Jose Montero Jr. on the lamp is good.
Wow, that was a nice move by Montero. He put on the Jets. Went right past his defender. But Brockton can't just let Brighton come back down and get an easy 2 underneath.
Quick jabs for each of the teams. 63-57 the score. Brighton on top by 6. And coming up with a steal, but losing it. But grabbing it was Ortiz. Ortiz short jumper is good. Shot clock off. 10 seconds to go. Brockton taking their time, bringing it up the court. Montero Jr. finding a hole to the bucket. No good. As the buzzer sounds, end of the third quarter, it's 65-57. Miles, Brockton took a lead at one point, and since then they've fallen off, but now they've kind of gotten their way back into it a little bit.
Yeah, it's a matter of being focused, and they have to be truly, totally in tune of what they're doing out there because this Brighton team is no joke. These guys are fast, they're dangerous, they can shoot, they can rebound. So Brockton's really got their hands full for this last 8 minutes of this basketball game.
Miles, the work of DeVray Burns of the Brighton Bengals, I think it's gone underappreciated on the Brighton bench. He's got 5 from beyond the arc, 15 of the 65 points, and a couple more from inside. He is having a game to remember, especially with a fractured finger.
Yeah, especially with a fractured finger. Between Burns and Johnny Ortiz, one smallest guard out there, they've really been a pain in Brockton's side all this evening. Just when Brockton gets close or takes a 2-point lead, somehow the Bengals reshift and pull back away. So somehow Brockton have to figure out a way how to keep this Bengals team in check when they become Brockton becomes really close.
Now might be the time to do it. Ortiz off the floor. And this one deflected out of play off of Brockton.
Yeah, and I think in that case they had a 3-on-1. Ortiz should have kept the ball. He was on the right-hand side. He's fast. He could have just went straight up unless an opening came, but that was a tough play. Tough break for Brockton on that one.
Hold's going to be called against Abu Kaba. So look at the steal by Montero Jr. Three for Angelo Lee from the corner, no good. Kaba with the rebound. Kaba all the way in, no good. Glenn Darty in the right place at the right time. His attempt's no good.
I thought I saw a foul.
Reed losing it, but was fouled by Angelo Lee. And Ortiz is going to come back into the game for the Bengals.
Yeah, they're going to say he was fouled before he shot the ball.
Coming out of the game is Messiah Murchison.
It's quite a name, Messiah Murchison. His mom's probably went to church.
Louis Charles, three, short. Out of play off of Navon Reed. Brighton takes over. Ortiz's pass into the pure height of the boxers. Taken away. Louis Charles, no foul. Glenn Darty fouled on his way up. Will be at the line for two.
It's unbelievable. He was hammered. And it was no call.
Back all the way up. Get good spacing. If you got two guys, just back all the way up. Make them come in the same direction. But don't just don't.
Yeah.
This is winning time, baby. Winning time.
Coach Coleman giving his small guard tips on when to pass that ball. When they come down and squeeze you like that, just step back and then try to pass the basketball. You can see right here. Let's see if he was fouled. Oh, I guess.
Clearly.
There's some body contact. Nice job by our cameraman.
Darty 2-2 at the line. That draws the Boxers back within 6. 65-59. With a minute to go, a minute into the fourth quarter. Bento inbounding it to Clark. His layup attempt no good, out of play off of Brighton.
Gee, Coach animated on that one for Brighton. I saw his big man didn't get the foul call, jumped up in the air, spun around like a ballet dancer.
Harris, three, no good. Loose ball out of play off of Brighton. You're absolutely correct, head coach Hugh Coleman, very animated. I'm surprised they didn't charge us to sit next to the Brighton bench. This one no good. Ortiz with the ball flying in off the glass and in.
Nice move by Ortiz.
Okunlola and Abu Kaba going to come back into the game for Brockton. Reed to Harris to Junior. Lee for a long two, no good. Reed coming down with the ball. Yvonne Reed finding Montero Jr. His shot no good, fouled. And Jose Montero Jr. will be at the line for a couple of shots. Murchison Quincy Taylor called for the foul.
Free throws critical with 5:48 left on the clock here in this ball game. Boxers down by 9.
Kobe Downey,
Excuse me, by 8, but down by 8 points. So Boxers need to make their free throws.
Kobe Downey and his 3 personal fouls back into the game for Brighton. 7-point edge for the Bengals. Ortiz up for the big man. Oh, that's a hard offensive foul taken by Junior Montero. And slow to get up is Gerard Clark.
Yeah, brave, but courageous job by Montero to stand his ground. Here we go. Woo!
I mean, Montero's used to taking those hits from the defensive lineman as quarterback of the football team. A little bit different when you're not wearing pads. Okunlola 3, good!
Big shot right there by the big man.
67-63, and Okunlola's failing it. And a block called against Sonny Okunlola.
That was a tough call on Okunlola. He just kind of stood there, and the little guy just kind of bounced off of him. It wasn't like Okunlola initiated contact.
Glenn Darty in for Okunlola. Coach Coleman looking at us. Why are they taking him out? He just hit a big 3. Why I wouldn't take him out. Ortiz with another layup. 69-63. It's a 6-point ball game. Marcus Azor getting ready to come back into the game for the Boxers. Jalen Lee inside. This one tipped to Ortiz. Burns 3, no good. Glenn Darty with the rebound off to Kaba. Kaba all the way in, blocked in the air, and they're going to call a hit against Clark.
Ooh, nice drive by Abu Kaba.
It's 3 fouls on Clark.
Yeah.
If he timed his swat a little better, it would have been all ball.
Yeah, it would have been. It'd be nice if we could get the big man in foul trouble, number 15 Clark. But right now he has 3 fouls, with still 4 minutes 41 seconds left in his ball game. So he needs another quick foul to get him in foul trouble.
Kaba is 2 of 2 at the line to bring the Boxers back within 4. This one deflected by Lee, and Abu Kaba coming down with the eventual rebound. Kaba all the way in, out to Harris, now to Lee. Azor stopping, popping, long 2, no good. The Boxers with the rebound. Harris for 3 off the front of the rim. Wow. Abu Kaba grabbing the rebound, coming down just long enough to put up a layup, and the Boxers are within 2.
Abu Kaba did not waste no time. Got the rebound, did not put it on the floor, and just threw it right back up in for the quick 2.
Here come the Boxers. And a travel called against Jalen Lee.
Yeah, that's just a mental mistake there by 32. Jalen Lee. You cannot make those type of mental errors in a ball game like this, playing a team like this.
Brockton's got to come up big here. Gerard Clark off the floor for the time being. He is replaced by Quincy Taylor. Ortiz. And a block called against Azor.
Oh, come on. There was some elbow initiated right there, ref. Unbelievable.
Push called against Azor. Let's take a look at this one. You're looking at 12 in white.
That's a weak call. That was a non-call right there. I could see why Azor was a little upset.
Oh, Azor coming up with a steal. It's 4-on-2 up court. Azor all the way off the glass and in, and Boxers have tied it up at 69.
Nice job by Azor. clamping down on the defense.
Ortiz losing it, and a double dribble called against Johnny Ortiz. And head coach
is almost
Hugh
out.
Coleman is halfway out on the court, begging for that not to be a double dribble.
Did the ref tell him?
Now the discussion says, calm down, stop swearing at us, or it's going to be a technical. So Coach Coleman says, well, what can I tell you guys to make better calls?
Yeah, Coach Coleman's very upset right now.
This one called against Johnny Ortiz.
Good.
And that puts Brockton in a 1-on-1 shooting situation for the remainder of the 3:26 to go in this game. We're all tied up at 69. And Marcus Azor at the line. If he makes the first, he will get a second.
Let's go.
And he does just that.
Yeah, Marcus Azor, a solid player for this Brockton Boxers.
Let's go, Dad. Be strong.
Knows how to protect the basketball when he's playing offense.
Gerard, go
Tough
middle.
on defense.
Good. Nope.
102 rebound to Gerard Clark. Officially listed as a power forward. A 3 off the mark. Ortiz with the rebound. Out to DeVray Burns, and a steal for Glenn Doherty. Glenn Doherty thinking dunk, and he throws it down two-handed.
I like how he dunked it with two hands to make sure he wasn't going to miss the shot. Good choice by Glenn Doherty. Good defense by Glenn Doherty.
And another steal, this one to Abu Kaba. Boxers playing with emphasis. Harris, 3, comes up short. Glenn Doherty ripping down the rebound and throwing it out of play off of Brighton. So Brockton retains possession. Miles, this one got blown off the rails real quick once Brockton started to claw their way back into it. Here's a look at the steal and the dunk for Glenn Doherty.
See, grabs it with two hands and makes sure he throws it in there. Good choice by Glenn Doherty.
Azor stopping, popping, 2, no good. Brockton's going to give Brighton a little bit of room. Burns, 2, no good. And Glenn Doherty,
wow, he's
having a night in the paint.
Yeah, he's been a beast in this fourth quarter on the rebound. That's what they need from him, those rebounds, very important.
Ortiz is going to come back into the game. He is going to replace Murchison. Pretty creative pass to Gerard Clark. And that's good. It's a 1-point ball game. Brockton with the lead. Okunlola going to come back into the game. Inside for Glenn Doherty. And coming up with a steal, but grabbing it right back is Jalen Lee. Lee off the glass at a terrible angle, no good. Burns, 3, no good. Clark off the glass, counted and 1 for Gerard Clark. Brighton back with the lead. It's 73-72, a minute and a half to go. Excellent coaching. We're in the bonus 2.
Yep.
Don't force anything. Clark is good on his lone free throw attempt. 74-72, a 2-point edge for the Bengals now. Jalen Lee to Azor. Azor all the way in, off the glass and in, tie ball game.
Excellent decision by Azar. He saw the little opening, went right straight into the paint, made the shot.
A lot of play off of the leg of Abu Kaba. Marlon Bento going to put this one in play to Johnny Ortiz. Now Clark. Now Burns in for Clark. Clark spinning now, getting it back out to Burns. 15 on the shot clock for Brighton. Ortiz, 3. No good. Okunlola with the rebound for Brockton.
Yeah, nice job by Okunlola getting his position. Brockton has a chance to take the lead here with less than 40 seconds.
Brockton's not going to shoot this ball. Counted and 1 for Abu Kaba.
Excellent decision by Abu Kaba. He saw the left side open, went right into the paint, and tough shot because he put it up with his left hand. You see it right here. Look at that. Nice decision by Abu Kaba to go to the basket and get the foul drawn.
Brockton sending everyone back. As Abu Kaba no good on the free throw attempt. There's a 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock. A 2-point edge for the Boxers. Ortiz drawing the block against Okunlola.
The only good thing about that, Brock, is still 26 seconds left. Brockton will get the ball back. Shot clock will be off.
The bad news is
we got a good free throw shooter.
You get a very good free throw shooter at the line, Johnny Ortiz. Okunlola has fouled out of this game. He is replaced by Glenn Doherty. And Ortiz good on his first attempt, 76-75 with 26 seconds to go. And 2 or 2 at the line is Ortiz tie ball game. Azor. Oh, Brockton's going to get the last shot here, Miles. You've got a couple of very good shooters. If I'm Brockton right here, I want it in the hands of Abu Kaba. 10 seconds to go. Brockton doesn't want to leave enough time for Brighton to pull off something. Kaba, long 2, no good. Gets his own rebound, floater for the win, no good. Buzzer sounds and we're going to overtime.
Well, Brockton has their chances. It just didn't quite fall in. And like you said, we're going to an overtime thriller. Wow. You see, Brockton had their chances to make the shot that just wouldn't go in. They had one
couple
chance
attempts.
Right there.
Kaba right there. I think he kind of rushed the shot.
Yeah.
Thought he had a little bit less time than he did and not able to get another shot up. So the rules of overtime, there will be 1 4-minute period each team with 1 timeout. And if we are still tied at the end of the 4 minutes, I'm not going to say it, but it happened the other night in the JV game, and it caused the varsity game to start about half an hour late. Well, Miles, this one is turned into a dandy.
Definitely so. It's definitely exceeded our expectations. Boxers gonna have to play smart basketball, play tough on the boards.
So I did tell a little bit of a lie. 1 timeout added to what each team had at the end of regulation. So Brighton's got 3 timeouts and the Boxers have 4. a re-jump.
Come on, Jeff. Good. Johnny, be ready. Lay up. Lay up.
Brighton's going with their shooting guys here. Montero tipping it all the way back. It's picked up by DeVray Burns. Burns 5 of 6 from beyond the arc, and this one swatted. Excellent stop by big game Miles Jackson.
That's
in the
what I
right
do.
place at the right time.
That's what I do.
Attack the gap. Attack the gap. Attack the gap.
There's the shot and the block by Glenn Doherty, who's
Good
had an
defense.
excellent night on the defensive end of things tonight. Montero Jr. as the shot clock expired. Now Montero Jr. full head of steam off the back of the rim and in. And the Boxers strike first in OT.
Yeah, nice job by Montero going coast to coast. Playing good defense.
Clark being assaulted by Abu Kaba and Montero. It's going to be a block against Montero. So look at the layup by Montero. .3:15 to go in the OT period, 78-76. The fouls remain, so the next foul against Brockton, and Brighton will be in a double bonus situation.
Yeah, that was a big rebound by Azor. Not letting the Tigers get the shot there.
Lee
Ah,
with
that
a
would've been
nice
big.
move to create some space.
That would have been big. That would have put the Boxers up by 5 points. Unfortunately, went in and out.
Look this way. No. 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 Go.
Brockton again working the press. Clark to Quincy
Oh,
Taylor.
where's the foul? Where's the offensive foul? Oh, come on.
They're going to call it against Tejon Glenn Doherty. A push. Let's have a look at this one. Right there.
there.
Should have been an offensive foul.
Bad break for the
If you're not
Boxers.
going to call an offensive foul, should have been a travel.
Exactly.
So now it's Quincy Taylor at the line for 2 shots, a double bonus situation for the Bengals. Good on his first attempt. And 2-2 at the line is Taylor, and we again have a tie ball game, 78-78, 2:40 left in the extra period. Jalen Lee as it is pass taken away by Burns. Burns up to Clark. Clark able to get it to Bento. Now Burns to Ortiz. Ortiz loses it to Montero. Over to Jalen Lee, all the way in, no good. And Clark comes away with it. Now it's 3-on-1. Azor, the lone boxer, back, and he commits.
That was a good foul.
Good foul.
That was a good foul. 3-on-1, and they couldn't put it in. Golden opportunity missed on the other end by the Boxers to take a lead. You see right here, good defense by Azor. So they have to earn it at the free throw line. And basically, the Tigers have been making their shots from the free throw line. Good free throw shooting team, this Brighton Tiger team.
Marlon Bento at the line, missing his first.
Yep, I just jinxed him. One of the few that have been missed this evening for the Bengals.
Good on his second. Brighton with a 1-point lead, 79-78.
Watch it. Move your feet. Move your feet. Good. Good. Come on.
Azor to Montero for 3, no good.
That was way off.
Now Ortiz turning on the Jets, and he is fouled by Glenn Doherty.
Wow, that was a ticky-tack foul. Wow. Brockton not getting any breaks here. Let's see. Gee,
There was a little bit. I don't think with the threshold that they've let go tonight, I don't think there's enough there to call a foul. Glenn Doherty.
Yeah, the ref should have let him play on that one. Good defense.
The assassin Harris in to replace Jose Montero Jr.
And if there's a time they need his dead-eye shooting, it's now. If they can get him open.
Ortiz 2 of 2, and it is now a 3-point lead for Brighton. Harris looking to get open beyond the arc. Abu Kaba to Azor. Azor pump fakes for 3, gets it to Harris. Harris corner 3, too long. And Quincy Taylor coming down with the rebound, 1.5 minutes to go.
Oh.
Would have been a travel if Brockton didn't come up with the ball. Kaba fouled. A hold. He's the call. This one going against Marlon Bento.
Gee, they were generous. Referees are generous on that one.
Kaba hitting his first 2-point ball game, 1:22 to go.
Johnny, take it out, run the baseline.
Hey, Brockton needs to put some pressure. They've been successful putting pressure on this Bengal team.
They do just that. Jalen Lee coming up with the ball. Lee, Harris, 3.
Bang.
Oh, look good. And out of play off of Brighton, Brockton will retain possession.
This crowd would have went nuts if Harris would have hit that shot. 1:11 on the clock. Nice job by Doherty to put it off the backboard.
No foul.
No foul.
No
Wow.
foul. Burns is very slow to get up. I think now they're going to call something.
Well, let's see on the replay
They're going to call
here.
a hold against Ortiz.
Glenn Doherty right there uses the backboard smartly to put the easy 2 up.
So when all is said and done, Jalen Lee at the charity stripe for 2 shots.
That's a big shot right there. Gives him a 2-point lead. If he can make this one, it'll be a 3.
83-81, a 2-point lead for the Boxers. Jalen Lee, no good on his second offensive board for Abu Kaba.
Yeah, smartly Abu Kaba brings it out front, let some of this clock tick down with less than a minute to go in this overtime.
Counted in 1 for Azor.
Oh, he's calling an offensive foul.
Offensive against Azor?
No! 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 Let's see it on the replay, Mad Dog.
The Boo Birds rain down here at Staff Gymnasium. He had the feet planted.
Yeah, he had them planted. Gee, there wasn't a lot of contact there. Let's give the little guard an Academy Award.
Quick restart out of play. Brockton is going to take over. Brighton is...
Coach is out there playing.
Coleman's halfway out on the court yelling for a timeout. I don't think anybody knows what happened there. The foul called on Azor, that should have been 2 shots for the Bengals because both teams are in a double bonus. Instead, they want to inbound it under the basket for Brighton. The football pass, Hail Mary, 3/4 of the court went out of play while the coach is trying to call a timeout. And there's
just your typical game, Mad Dog.
And there's a fan behind us who's not
too happy
with the officials. Says nobody paid to come in here and watch you guys.
Here it is right here.
There's a football one-handed pass intended for Quincy Taylor out of play.
And what you don't see in that replay, over to the right, the coach for Brighton is trying to call timeout, but nobody heard him. Fortunately for the Boxers, nobody heard the coach.
Well, Brockton's going to have the ball underneath their own basket, which, since it went out of bounds over on the Brighton side of the court, you'd think that's where the inbound is. But we're back underway after a lengthy, wild sequence. Azor working against Burns.
Oh, should have been there was a body contact.
Azor starting and stopping inside, 10 on the clock. Now Azor high off glass. No
Oh!
good. Chips his own rebound to Glenn Doherty.
Yes,
Glenn Doherty
yes.
off the glass and in, and the Boxers have a 4-point lead, 20 seconds to go. Ortiz to Burns for three, no good. And out of play off of the Brighton Bengals.
I tell you, Glenn Doherty has been a monster in the fourth, in the overtime game, camping out underneath the basket, doing his job, getting the offensive boards as well as the defensive boards.
Brockton's going to call a timeout here. It's 85-81, 15 seconds left, no shot clock. Brockton with the ball that should pretty much wrap up a wild, crazy night here at Staff
you can
Gymnasium.
see right there on the replay, Glenn Doherty right underneath, concentrating on that offensive rebound, gets it and put it smartly, puts it off the backboard and in the hoop.
Well, Miles, you got one game ball to give to a player of each side. Who's it going to be?
I tell you, for the Brockton Boxers, I have to give it to Glenn Doherty because he's been so important with Okundola fouling out in that fourth quarter. He's really stepped up, kept his composure mentally, stayed in the game, and did his job. As far as on the other side, I tell you that it's between the little guy, Ortiz, and number 15, Clark. He's been a menace inside the paint. Big man, been hitting shots, getting rebounds. It's just hard to say with Brighton's team, either one.
Well, this one has certainly lived up to all of the hype. We're back at it on Friday night here at Staff Gymnasium. A very good matchup. The Brian Rudolph-led New Bedford Whalers come to town to face the Boxers. And a quick foul stops the clock with 13.3. Azor will be at the line.
I tell you, Azor's right there in second place for MVP of this ball game. He's really stepped up, protected the basketball, gone to the hole when they've given him a little room, made the shots. He's done a good job this evening all around this whole basketball game.
Brockton sending every man back. And Azor missing his first attempt.
Let's go. Plenty of time. Make a play.
5-point edge for the Boxers. Ortiz grabs it, takes a three, no good. Glenn Doherty with the rebound, and Azor spinning around Ortiz, and that will pretty much do it. Brighton's going to throw in the towel. The buzzer sounds, and Miles, this roller coaster has come to an end. The Boxers move to 10-0 on the year. They are undefeated.
Yeah, Boxers really earned this victory this evening. They adjusted, I'd say about late in the second quarter, third quarter, they adjusted on the boards because Brighton was really killing them on the offense and defensive board, but Brockton came out in that second half, really crashed the boards on both ends of the court, kept their composure at the end, especially in the overtime, and pulled out another victory and kept their undefeated streak going.
Brighton started off the right way. They held the Boxers in bay for a majority of the first half. And Brockton able to claw their way back in, not once but twice from double digits down to get the victory.
Yeah, exactly. With Brockton's defense, Brighton kind of fell off on the outside shooting in that fourth quarter and overtime.
86-81 your final score. The Brockton Boxers earn a thrilling victory over the Brighton Bengals. For everyone here at Brockton Community Access, I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. We'll see you Friday night against the New Bedford Whalers.